Hi, Greg Dell with Dell Disability Lawyers and attorney Stephen Jessup, and we want you to understand some of the reasons that Prudential denies long-term disability claims. And Stephen, we've been doing these short videos to talk about specific reasons, and I want to get into Prudential denying claims because of policy language. And I want to talk in this video about the importance of understanding policy language, why that's important, and how Prudential uses the policy language to deny claims. So what's the first thing that comes to mind to give someone the tip of why they have to understand their policy language?
It's going to dictate everything, and the policy is generally going to give Prudential some level of authority to interpret its plan provisions against how you may interpret it. So if you don't even understand what the rules of the game are, you're at a distinct disadvantage. And Prudential, more so than any other, large-scale group disability provider that I can think of, has probably the largest amount of variations in their policies. I've seen some wonderful policies from them, and I've seen some horrible policies from them. So unlike other insurance companies where you can kind of have the basic general terms and conditions are going to remain consistent across whoever they're offering the policy to, Prudential can have very unique language based on how your employer wants to, buy the policy.
Okay. What comes to your mind as the number one policy language reason that Prudential denies a long-term disability claim?
The switch from own occupation to any occupation.
Okay, what is that?
So usually most policies as a base, 24 months, first 24 months, you're disabled if you're unable to perform the material and substantial duties of your occupation. Generally speaking, that's how your occupation is performed in the national economy, not how you do it for a specific employer or location, but an idea of what you do. When it goes to any occupation, then the analysis is, are you disabled from performing the material and substantial duties of any occupation that you're qualified to perform based on training, education, and experience. So it's a much lower standard, and from review of denial letters through the years with them, these vocational reviews they do to determine what these other any occupation jobs are can sometimes be absolutely ridiculous. So if you are approved initially, for own occupation, there stands a greater than likely chance of a claim denial going into that transition to any occupation.
And what tip would you give someone to help get themselves over this hump of the change of definition so that they don't get denied when the definition of disability changes?
I think don't be complacent. A lot of people, they think they're approved, the benefits are going, it's been easy, they don't think they're going to have any problems. Maybe they're not treating as much, or maybe they're not explaining to their doctors and being as vigilant with what's being reported and reflected, and they kind of become complacent. So when it comes time for that any occupation review, there's maybe not the same level of strength of medical information available to submit to the insurance company.
Do you find that when Prudential does do this analysis and denies because the definition of disability has changed, do they do a fairly detailed analysis, or is it more superficial in the quality of their review?
In my experience, Prudential will generally do a higher quality of review than some of the other carriers. Historically, if I think back just over the past 12 months of cases I've litigated or done appeals with, there is a lot more to try to combat. Where some insurance companies will rely on a nurse to deny a claim, Prudential will generally have doctors from the get-goes. There could be video surveillance performed. So there is usually a lot more pieces and parts to have to overcome to establish the disability.
So with that line of thought, that means that a claimant really needs to be more proactive in their medical record documentation and what their doctors are saying, how they're completing forms. You know that Prudential sends that activities of daily living questionnaire, which is like 7 or 8 pages. A lot of this happens in the 18 months,
Correct.
6 months before the definition is going to change. And I know when we're representing people, and we've helped thousands of people with this transition, whether they just want help to get through the hump or they've been denied, that we have strategies and plans that we put in place that's basically a formula of looking at the policy language, looking at all the medical records, possibly having a vocational analysis, possibly having a functional capacity exam. Lots of different things, and putting that together to say, hey, Prudential, you got it wrong, even though the definition of disability is changing. So I want people to know that there's a lot of things they can do to get over this, and it's not uncommon at all for Prudential to deny when the definition changes. We always offer a free initial consultation, so feel free to call Stephen, myself, any of our lawyers, no matter where you live in the country. We'd love to review your policy and let you know immediately how we can help you to secure your long-term disability benefits. Hi, I'm Gregory Dell, the managing attorney of Dell Disability Lawyers, and I hope you find the video you just watched helpful. We put these videos out all of the time, and we'd love if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel. Beyond our videos on our YouTube channel, we also have lots of information available on our website at diattorney.com, and we encourage you to come to our website. The goal is that we want you to be educated about the disability insurance process, and when you get to our website, you'll see that we have information all about your specific disability insurance company, your occupation, and your medical condition. And we've designed our website such that you can easily search our website to find things that you may specifically be looking for. Now, at our website, we have thousands and thousands of pages of information, hundreds of videos that you can search, plus we're building a section of reviews of all the disability insurance companies, and we have the Ask Our Lawyer section where you can go ahead and ask us any questions that you may have. Now, we realize that you may not need us right now, but you may need us in the future to help you with your disability claim, and we think one of the best ways to keep in touch is by clicking the button below and subscribing to our channel. And most importantly, again, no matter where you live in the country, we're always available. Just go ahead and give us a call. We're happy to discuss your claim and let you know immediately if we can help you.